Let's keep things moving on Radio Boss. We're joined by a young lady. As a matter of fact, you've seen her in such TV programs as P-Valley, Will Trent, and Greenleaf. She currently plays the role of Angel on BMF. You can check it out every weekend on Stars. She's Kadianne Whyte, and she joins us here on Radio Boss. Kadianne, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'm glad to have you. Describe, like, I've had a chance, I should say, to see the first 3 episodes, and you played a big role in those 3 episodes. Describe, you play the role, as I mentioned, of Angel. Describe Angel. Who is Angel?
I would say Angel, as far as like words to describe her, she's mysterious. It's hard for her to trust in the beginning. Very complex character, and we'll see that throughout the show. But she's first introduced in the Platinum Palace as a dancer in the club, and when Meech first meets her, they have like this connection, and he helps her throughout the show, and she helps him, and they build trust, they build a connection. You know, they start dating, and don't want to tell you too much about the end.
Right.
But we'll see her open up to him because, you know, she has a troubled past, and we'll see how she, you know, how he helps her see her true potential.
Yeah, you know what's interesting? What is it like? Okay, so, and I'll ask you more about BMF and what maybe you knew or didn't know about it prior to taking this role, but playing the role you're playing and working with Lil Meech, who is the father of the real life Big Meech, which this show is based upon. Like, what's that like playing alongside Lil Meech?
I think it's super cool because I always grew up, you know, knowing the story of Big Meech, so I thought it was really cool. And I found out that we're raised in the same city. Like, he's from Fort Lauderdale, actually.
Oh, okay.
So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I thought it was amazing that I'm actually, you know, playing alongside the real Big Meech's son.
And you know, it's interesting because I read where season 3 was, I guess, was already in the can to the actor strike. Like, you had to hold this in. This is one of the biggest TV series that's on. And you had to hold this in for a year. I mean, what was that like? That you had
everything was on a halt. So I mean, I of course I wanted to like put it out there and everything, but everybody was holding it in. I mean, you know, everything was on hold. So it kind of felt like I was in unison with all my other actor friends of holding a lot of news. You know, we weren't really getting auditions, couldn't do anything. So it was just like a time to just, you know, do other things, other hobbies, experience life, you know, other projects that I do. So.
Okay. And so during that time, like, what were you doing during that time?
I was focusing on more like my music and figuring out to start, you know, putting more content out there aside from, you know, my acting.
Okay. Kadianne Whyte.
Something else I don't want to disclose yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that right? Okay. Can you give us a little hint?
It's just something, I mean, it has nothing to do with acting. It's just something more so like for my brand and things that I'm into. I'm heavily into like skincare and beauty and stuff like that. So
okay.
I just
very cool. Yes, you're glowing. I can see you are glowing right now, as a matter of fact.
Thank you.
Yeah. The voice of Kadianne Whyte. She plays the role of Angel on BMF. You can check it out on Stars every weekend as she joins us here on Radio Boss. So you said you knew about the story of BMF, and just talk about what you knew about the real life BMF, and then this project.
I just kind of knew about, like, I didn't know like too deeply, but I did know that he was definitely looked up to in the entertainment industry, starting out from Detroit, you know, just growing, you know, him and his brother in Atlanta and then Miami. And he was just like taking over a lot of different cities and growing his name out there. And then, you know, him having to get, you know, locked up in prison and how that kind of went down and how we seen the fall of that. So I just kind of knew about that growing up when I was younger.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. So now, I was looking, you know, doing some research prior to this conversation, and I saw an old Facebook page. I believe it was your page.
Oh my
Now,
God.
you were a surgical nurse before you started acting? Like, you know that Facebook page is still up, right? Did you know that?
Oh my gosh, no. Oh Lord. Yeah, so yeah, I was in the medical field before because I'm really good in science. I've always been like that. I'm born to Jamaican parents and they're very old school. So I mean, they always like pushed me like to go to school for nursing, go to school. And I mean, it wasn't really something I have a passion for. So I mean, I was doing that, but took a little detour, took a little change.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a natural with performing arts. So honestly, my heart is in singing, acting, dancing. And I didn't want to go through my life and like just regret ever even trying. And it's crazy because I moved to Atlanta and within a few months got an agent. And then my first role was recurring on Greenleaf. So
That's right. No doubt about that. So were you in school? Were you in school after or college? I should ask.
yeah, I was in school for nursing.
Where'd you go? Where were you?
I went to Broward College and FAU.
Oh, Florida Atlantic.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Very cool. So I know why you made the change because as you mentioned, this is something you're into the performing arts. It's what you wanted to do. Was it difficult to I mean, I guess it wasn't difficult, but take us through how you actually made the move because you moved from where you
Yeah.
were in Florida to Atlanta to start your career.
Right. I was just like, you know what? It's just something I thought of. I'm like, let me just actually take the leap. Didn't really know anybody in Atlanta. And I just said, I'm just going to go and I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to be optimistic and, network. And it was a while until I got what's a while, right? I mean, it took me like a few months, but I was researching online. I was turned down by a lot of different talent agencies because I had no credits. I had no real experience other than, some theater stuff in school or some like independent work that I've done like in school or at the film school, the NYFA film school. So I just kind of trusted myself and said, you know what, I'm gonna make it happen. I don't know how, but I'm just gonna be diligent, have a great work ethic. And then my agent took a chance on me and I started getting auditions like right away. This is like the beginning of 2019. And within like 2 months I booked in Greenleaf. So
Right, which was really, really hot.
yeah.
What do you remember about being on Greenleaf?
That was so fun. I became really close with the people that I was working with. Lovey, I got really close with just everybody that I was working with, honestly. And it was a different experience. I was nervous at first because I didn't know what to expect. It's my first time on set. So I was nervous, but I mean, as you could see, I was sassy. My character got really sassy throughout the
Right?
season. So I
Right.
got really comfortable.
Yeah. Kadianne Whyte joining us here on the program. Check her out each and every week on BMF, where she plays the role of Angel. So now, did I also read you were a cheerleader?
For a little bit, mostly I was on a dance team before, on a step team before, did a little bit of cheerleading. Yes.
Because now you were also doing some dance choreography while you were in the A.
Yeah.
So what was that like?
That was different. It's new. Everything is new. Everything I just kind of like just said I'm gonna do it. I had some dance experience, never taught before, but I feel like I'm a natural teacher and I like to break things down so that people can understand. And I'm good with like one-on-one connection. So I just said, yeah, I'm gonna make my own dance routine because this is how I like to do it. Started holding classes. People came. People loved it. That was great. I loved it. It was amazing. It was like another outlet of mine to
Yeah.
teach dancing.
No, very cool. And then people are also going to remember you from the role of Alicia on P Valley.
Right.
Speak about that and that sort of, I guess, on hold. I think the last season 2 was what 2022, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I believe they're gonna start filming in a little bit. I believe they're
Okay.
about to start filming soon, like the end of spring or beginning summer. They're gonna start filming.
Okay. And how was it playing Alicia?
Alicia was cool. I mean, I got a lot of a lot of people were like, I don't know if you watched P Valley. Did you watch that?
My wife watches it. I have watched episodes. I'll put it to you like that.
Okay. I got a lot of heat from people because they were trying to say like I'm the evil stepsister because this because the stepmom was like treating Keyshawn just like crazy. But I was actually pretty neutral, I feel like. I didn't want to be too sassy in this role.
Okay.
But I think I really embody that character, the popular cheerleader in school. But there was also a twist in that too with the family dynamic at home with Keyshawn's dad, which is my stepdad, where we kind of see a snippet of she's the only one that sees it. Keyshawn sees how he kind of hugs me the wrong way, and she sees how that makes me feel, so we may or may not going to say we are, but we may or may not touch on that and go deeper on it in the next season.
Okay, great. So we'll on what happens. Okay, so so obviously you're in season 3.
Not going to disclose that. I'll leave it up to
Well, did you kind of just you said we're going to kind of move deeper into it.
Allegedly. I said may or may not.
Yeah, okay. All right, that's fair. Couple more thoughts. So now you mentioned singing, right? So how is that kind of coming along, and do you have any projects forthcoming?
Well, I am working on my first EP, and I'm gonna bring a new flavor because I'm Jamaican. So I want to bring some Caribbean style. The Afrobeat thing is really popular right now, so I want to bring like R&B pop mixture with Caribbean music, reggae, and Afrobeats. So that should be dropping soon.
Okay. Yeah, because you're right. The whole Afrobeats movement is serious. But like when I think back to like the late 80s and the early 90s, reggae was like it. And like, we talked with Patra on this program last year. But it's not like reggae, it's not like it, well, at least here in the States, it's not like it once was upon a time.
Right.
You mentioned Afro beats. Are you looking to kind of bring the reggaeton flavor back as well?
Yeah, like they're pretty similar. So I'm gonna try to like intertwine the two and make it to where it's catchy, make it to where I feel like people would like the tune. Just bring a different flavor and style. Especially the times we're in now, I just feel like bringing back stuff and remixing the styles together will do great.
All right. And then, so Kadianne, what's next for you?
There's a couple of projects that I can't really talk about yet. They like to keep things
on. You're full of secrets today. During this conversation, like, you're full of secrets.
I did say Angel was mysterious, right? And complex.
you did.
So yeah, I don't want to give too much of that, but there are some things in the works as far as acting, and you already know that I have an EP coming out really soon. I would say closer to this summer coming out. I want to get everything in order, and yeah, definitely we'll be hearing a lot more from me.
Now, are you into sports? I don't know. Growing up in Fort Lauderdale, like Miami's not that far. You've got the Dolphins, you've got the U, you've got the Heat. Like the Marlins. Yeah. Are you a big sports fan?
I love football.
Are you a Dolphins fan, in fact?
Yes, I am. Even though they disappointed me this year, but yes.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it was no way in the world that the Dolphins were going to go to KC when it was negative 24 degrees. Yeah. And nobody was going to do that. I thought the Dolphins had a pretty good season.
I was upset though, because I'm like, knowing that you're going to go into negative 20 degrees, I would think that you would go there early during the week to practice, but I think they flew in like the night before or the day before. I'm like, okay. Just go into negative 20.
Did you? Yeah, you should let did you let, I don't know if you should let, as a fan, you should let them know about that. Why didn't we get there a little bit earlier? We could have been more competitive.
Yeah, to be more competitive because, Kansas, they're used to it, I just wanted to, just for once, take down Mahomes, like, that would have made my day.
Yeah. but the future's bright. Like Tunga Baloa, I mean, you've got the cheetah, the defense looks really good. Like that's a really good Miami Dolphins football team with the right coach.
Yeah, but I feel like, well, they say like he's a genius, like the coach is a genius, McDaniel. But I mean, I feel like they're talking a lot about his play calling and like how he needs help with the play calling, but he's a good play designer. Like he's good with like creating the plays, but when it comes to like situational play calling, it hasn't been all that great. So like, yeah, they're gonna be like, who is this girl? What does she think she's doing? I'm gonna touch on why are we calling these plays? Why are we not running the ball at this time? What's going on defensively? It's like hit or miss. They've been pretty good, but we don't even have the coordinator anymore. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Did you have any thoughts? I mean, I know this is going back a couple of years ago, but did you have any thoughts on the whole Brian Flores situation? Like that was,
Yeah, I mean, from what I remember, he didn't treat he treated him really bad, and I feel like that did kind of hinder Tua, the way that. But I don't know. People are saying like like if we kind of had Flores and McDaniel or something, or like maybe Flores is not as the head coach, maybe as like the offensive coordinator or something. But then again, I don't know. They say like he talks down to his players too, so.
Oh, okay.
We see a big difference with Tua being confident now,
Well, again, as I mentioned, check her out each and every weekend, actually beginning on Fridays on Stars. She plays the role of Angel on BMF. Kadianne Whyte, gracious enough to join us here on Radio Boss. Kadianne, really appreciate the conversation. Continued success in all you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.